Hello, my name is Hwang. I'm a PhD candidate at Cornell University and also a researcher at the Virtual Embodiment Lab. Today, on behalf of my co-authors and myself, I would like to present to you a study where we look at the effect of 360 videos for educational purposes. So there has been a rich line of research looking at the use of VR for learning. While prior studies have shown mixed effects of VR on learning outcomes, scholars have started to explore different ways of designing such learning content to make the most out of this medium. Among the various formats of content that can be presented in VR, 360 videos also have received much attention recently. We did a literature review looking at recent studies applying 360 videos in education. We found that the type of content is particularly helpful for students to learn about procedures, to learn through the surrounding environment, and to learn to empathize other groups. To understand different forms of content design, we also look into references in research on MOOC platforms. Former studies have compared and found studies responded differently to tutorial videos that were designed in monologue versus dialogue styles. With monologue content, students felt more cued by the instructors who seemed directly speaking to them. With dialogue content, students can learn from how others do things from a third-person perspective. Finally, while these new forms of learning content emerge, scholars and practitioners have also called attention to how we can make them more available to wider audiences. Therefore, in the present research, we also examined whether the effect of 360 videos can be carried across both immersive VR and other non-immersive platforms, such as one's own computer. Building on these prior work, we asked 4 key research questions in the present study. First, do students have a preference for the monologue versus the dialogue narrative style for 360 content? Second, how does narrative style in 360-degree videos influence users' viewing experience, including their perceived physical and social presence, emotion, comfort, realism, and interest? Third, how does narrative style in 360 videos influence what users recall and reflect on after viewing the learning content? And finally, how does one's viewing experience influence their post-viewing reflection? For the interest of time, I'll focus on talking about findings related to the key variables highlighted in these green boxes. To learn more about the effect of 360 videos on other variables, please check out our paper. With this study framework, we conducted a series of 3 studies to address these research questions. In Study 1, participants watched 360 videos in immersive VR with head-mounted display. In Study 2, we replicated this protocol of Study 1 in web-based VR, where users would watch the 360 content on a computer screen. Finally, to ensure participants did interact with the 360 content instead of just passively watching the videos like watching other 2D, non-interactive videos, we further tracked participants' mouse click behavior in Study 3. We used a within-subject protocol for all 3 studies. After consenting, each participant would watch 2 360 videos and respond to a survey that asked about their learning outcomes and learning experiences after each video. Finally, they will answer an exit survey to address their overall learning experiences. We randomized the topic and the narrative style of the videos so that each participant would watch a monologue and a dialogue video in random order. The topics of the videos were randomly drawn from one of the 3, including flowering, pruning, and fruiting. Participants would only watch each topic once and would only see each narrative style once throughout the study. In the monologue videos, there was an instructor who spoke directly to viewers. In the dialogue videos, there were two instructors speaking to each other. These instructors were themselves local farmers who spoke about farming topics that they were familiar with. Across the three studies, we first found that participants showed significant preference toward the monologue format, as they felt more comfortable and emotionally engaged when they watched the monologue content. We also saw participants reported greater perceived social and physical presence when they watched the monologue videos than the dialogue videos. And this difference is more significant on the web platform than in immersive VR. Furthermore, we saw that increased physical presence and social presence would lead to greater information retention and reflection after viewing the 360 content. All in all, how we designed these 360 videos through narrative styles did have different effects on learning, such that students not only preferred monologue content, but it also led to greater social and physical presence that predicted positive learning outcomes. Through comparing different platforms, we saw that the same positive effect of 360 videos on both immersive and non-immersive platforms. This implies for students who do not have access to VR headsets, they can still enjoy the benefits of learning through 360 videos by watching them on their computer screens. Finally, on top of these findings, we would like to encourage future research to investigate the effect of 360 videos on learning through a longer period of time, and also to compare its effect on students with different experiences in remote learning. Thank you for your time and attention. We look forward to talking about this project at CSCW, and feel free to reach out to me for any questions as well. Thank you.